It's yet another return, and this time we are back on the street course. It is supposed to rain. It is going to be raining off and on, but right now it's clear weather. But it will rain during the race. Strategy is the name of the game. 25 laps, Goodyear. It's the Goodyear Grand Prix of Long Beach. Let's go trackside. Race fans, if you're able to, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem. Race fans, it's time to see where your favorite drivers are starting here in Long Beach. In row 1, it's Kinsey Arnett and Kellen Sheff. Row 2, it's Rodrigo Patino Romo and Nate Rao. Row 3, it's the 55, Grady Broughton, and the 2 of Nolan Farley. Then it's going to be the 51, Matthew Campton in his return, the F1 champion, alongside Jordan Spencer. In row 5, in rounding out the top 10 in row 5, it's Lily Horner and David Loudon. Rounding out the field, starting in 11th, it's Kwame Raider. Starting in 12th, Abshar Khan. Starting in 13th, it's the 66 of Quentin Sheff. He won the last 2 races at Coda and Daytona. Starting in 14th, it's Eli Jackson. In 15th, it's the 29 of Boston Matthews. Starting in 16th, driving in the 74 this weekend, it's Scott Stoffren. Starting in 17th, driving the 17, Penn Pearson. Starting in 18th, quickest in practice, Brayden Mills. Starting in 19th, driving in the 65, it's Landon Gilliott. Starting in 20th, in the 18, Bryce Pax. Starting in 21st, it's Riley Poindexter. In 22nd, Jerome Lomax. Starting 23rd, in his return for the first time in a while, it's Sam Soffren in the 11. Starting 24th, it's the 12 of Jackson Hartman. Then it's going to be Allie Brossman in the 63. Starting in 26th, Aaliyah Dean, back from her two-race suspension. Then it's going to be Andre Schreiner in the 45 in 27th. 28th, we have Garrett Irwin in the 70. 29th, we have Cole Flick in the 32. And 30th, it's Paige Soper in the 27. And starting in last today, it's Skylar Nanny in the 60. Well, we are about to go green, and we are green in Long Beach. A very quick green flag, and you are already seeing a lot of chaos on lap 1. Campton, what will he do here on the streets of Long Beach? 3 wide already for the lead. Before kind of goes into the wall just a bit. It's going to be 3 wide entering this corner. Why are they going 3 wide? Arnett loses the lead. And the winner at Texas Motor Speedway, Kellen Sheff, is going for the lead. Sheff will lose the lead. Nate Rao will take the lead away. Already some chaos on lap number 1. Back to 7th, it's Matthew Campton in the 51. This is the first time in a stock car that he's ran inside the top 10. Here comes the 9 on the 42. There will be mandatory pit stops, but we already know that. Why? It's a street course. Little to no action on the street course, but we will for sure see a lot of rain. Rain is in the mix. We know that radar has rain coming. And that should be fun. This stretch of races is called the California Swing. We're spending a few weeks in California. This is our first stop in Long Beach. Nate Brown leads lap 1 of 25. The question is, will we see some sunshine at the end of the race? That's a good question. Here comes the 77. He leads on lap number 1. Chef trying to close back in. Let's keep an eye on that 51 as he goes over those rumble strips there. Matthew Campton did say, though, it is really hard to drive in a stock car on a street course. And he had those problems in practice. As the 77 continues to lead through the corners. Coming to Seaside Way. Seaside Way is this long back straightaway. There is a little gap in the back of the field here. Paige Soper and others in this little group as Andre Schreiner is in last. It is starting to rain here on lap 2. The rain is here. And the track is starting to get wet as well. This is going to be very interesting. It's getting darker and it's raining a lot harder. The track is wet. Things are about to get very, very interesting. Here comes the 14. Tried to make a pass, but he couldn't. As they are starting to slow down just a bit. Matthew Campton did also say that this also is in his favor too. He loves racing in the rain. This track should be very slick. With the heavy rain on a street course, we are racing on the streets of Long Beach, and it's heavy rain time. We have a car on pit road. Andre Schreiner is on pit road. She might be changing her tires to... Yeah, she's changing her tires to wet tires. She might be the first one on the going on the track with wet tires. We see Nate Rao leading here in Long Beach. Strategy will come into play once again. Yeah, it's like what I said. Strategy will come into play. As it will be interesting to see who's going to win with all this strategy. And pit stops will happen as well. It's raining quite quick here. And it's raining hard right now. As the 45 is not on pit road. We have some cars staying out. Matthew Campton trying to stay out, is staying out here, trying to get some strategy in his favor. Here on lap 4 of 25. Rain racing on street course at its finest. We are ready to see a lot of good racing. Take a look at this section of the track. Let's ride along with the 51. He has a visor cam. We are going to see how slow they are moving. Here is Matthew Campton here. Still through the corners. Question is, who's going to win the race off pit road? Who's winning the race off pit road? It's the 77 and the 14. Maybe some surprises here. Not that I can see. The 4 is still on pit road good. And this is actually going to be helping them right here. With the drivers that are coming to pit road now, all these drivers that did not pit will have to pit now. Or something. You can see the 51 getting low. The 51 getting just a bit slow here. And you can see Campton is pitting with Jordan Spencer. And that's huge. Matthew Campton trying to win here. Here comes the 17 as well. A lot of cars come to pit road. That's right along. Now let's keep an eye on the 51 as he's making his pit stop. The 51 has a long pit road as well. And the 51's pit stall, look, it's right here. Changing 4 tires. Mills looks like that he's going to pass the 51 on. No, he's not going to pass the 51 left in position because the 51 is about to come out back onto the racetrack. Where is he going to be cycled out at? Hampton looks like that staying out was not the best option. He's going to be in 13th. Nate Rao has a 4-second advantage over Kellen Sheff. Will we finally see a driver that is not one of the Chefs win here in Long Beach? Lap 5 of 25 is on the board. Rodrigo Patino Romo, Hot Rod, has the lead. And he's going to come to pit road this time. Nate Rao on those wet tires can finally speed up. But we know that the rain will be ending soon as well. All these rain cells that are happening will go by quick. 20 laps to go here in Long Beach. And the 77 will have the lead. Nate Rao to the lead here in Long Beach. The 4 gaining positions. Back in 16th, it's the 51. Not a good pit stop for Matthew Campton. Campton there. Back in 15th now, as the 47 is losing a ton of spots. Like, he's going to lose a lot of spots here. Pearson there. The 47 come out of pit road now, but the 17 will pass him, as it's a 2-second lead for Nate Rao. We know that the sun will shine once again here in Long Beach. You can see the heavy puddles as well. But once it starts to clear up, let's see how long it will take the track to dry. There will be multiple cells of rain here in Long Beach, and we might see a different winner than Nate Rao. But Nate Rao leads here in Long Beach onto lap number 7. You can see how fast they're going down with those wet tires, with those rain tires. That's right along with the 51. We are right along with F1 superstar Matthew Campton. He's won on many street courses before, and he said that this is his first time racing here in Long Beach. There are some road courses that he needs to it should get used to. Like, coming up, we are going to Sonoma. I think Sonoma is next. Let's check the schedule. Because we are going to be racing in a lot of California areas here this season. For this next few weeks, we are staying in California. Let's see, folks. And you can see the sun shining now. And the sun is coming out here in Long Beach. We will see it rain more. The track, as the track temperature is rising. The first rain cell has moved through. After Sonoma, we get to, after this race, next week we are going to wine country, and then maybe one of the best races you will see, chaos from Kern County. And then you will see the return of the Goodyear Grand Prix, and it did not be raining in that race either. 8 laps in, we already saw 1 rain cell moving through. 4 rain cells are on the way. You know that a lot of rain is on the way here, and the track is already starting to dry here. The track to back up to normal. The track is drying, and there is a dry line forming as well. See that puddle. Dry line is formed. Are we going to see anybody pit to get slick tires? It's a 14 that's close back in on your leader. Who's going to pit? Are we going to see pit stops to get the slick tires? If so, that could change everything. Nate Rao leads here in here in Long Beach. The track is somewhat dry, but there's still a lot of puddles on the racetrack. The 77 kind of clumps the wall there. Matthew Campton back in 15th. Pit stops are not his friend. And you can see the dry line forming as well. When they go through the corners, just watch. They will try to find some wet parts of the racetrack. Like right there, they are going through the puddles, trying to keep their tires cool. Trying to keep their tires from getting too dry. But let's see how long that's going to work. And you can see the 14 starting to get more aggressive here. The rain has stopped. Fans are wet, and the track is wet. Let's see how long these drivers will last on the track. And who's going to be the first one to dive down pit road to get those slick tires put back on? Is it going to be something to see a driver get put slick tires back on and then the rain comes back? That would be something. My question is, will these drivers stay on the track and stay on these these wet tires? Because they all know that the rain is coming back. And we are already come to 15 laps to go in Long Beach. It's been a slow kind of race here. But with rain and now sunshine once again. The 4 has closed back in on the 14. Let's see, will the 4 or the 14 do anything with the 77? You can see they are trying to get those good runs. They are trying to get more more water on their tires as they go through the final hairpin turn back onto the front straightaway. All these drivers need to be careful with their braking, as next week they are going back to Sonoma, and we know how chaotic that race will be. It's the 77 who leads here in the sunshine. Trying to see if there's any pit stops going on. No pit stops happening right now, as the track is still kind of wet. But as the drivers still drive on the racetrack, you can see the dry line expanding. The 14 kind of gets sideways there, but you can see Kellen Chef is trying to win once again. Nate Rao is trying to get his first career win. He's been having speed like on these road courses as well, so I'm not shocked to see him running up front here this afternoon. 15 laps to go. About Kellen Chef with a chance to pick up his second win of the year and have, for the first time ever, have 4 races be swept by the Chef brothers. We already saw Kellen win at Texas, and Quentin Chef win the next 2 races. This part of the track has completely dried out. That's right along with the 51, and it is starting to rain once again here. So it looks like that all these drivers that do have the rain tires were smart. They are staying out. They have stayed out, and it is getting darker, and the dry lines will be no more coming up. As you can see the rain, you can see and hear the rain falling once again. You can see the rain falling once again. The other rain cell has arrived. If drivers start to slow down, will we see a pass for the lead? You can see they are picking up more and more water as the track is starting to get soaked once again. Nate Rao, Kellen Chef, 1 and 2. Here on lap 14 here in Long Beach. Question is, will we see any more pit stops? Look at the 14 trying to get aggressive here. Let's ride along with the 14. He has a bumper cam. Riding along with Kellen Chef. You can see how wet the track is. No dry line here in Long Beach. The dry line has completely faded away. Dry line faded away. Nate Rao leads here in Long Beach. Coming to Seaside Way once again. Down Seaside Way here. Let's see what all these drivers will do. Any passing? I don't think so. This is a very technical street course, and we usually never see passing here. As you can see, the pace has slowed back down as the track is completely soaked once again. Large puddles of rain still on the racetrack, and now it's a 1-second lead. Nate Rao, 77, has some speed in it. Looks like that Kellen Chef is not good in the rain, but Nate Rao is. Chances of rain next weekend is 0%, and right now 0% 0% rain most likely can be happening like in Kern County as well. Nate Rao continues to lead once again. And here in the rain, heavy rain, let's go back to 15th, where we see F1 superstar Matthew Campton still riding in 15th. Eli Jackson just behind him. And with all these pit stops playing out, Cole Flick is in last. Cole Flick is in last here. It's a 7/10 of a second lead now for Nate Rao over the 14. You can see the 14 trying to get a better run on the 77. You can see it, they are trying to be extra careful here in the rain. Next week we are back on a normal road course, and of course drivers say that is another very technical road course at Sonoma. Sonoma Raceway is usually very technical, very chaotic in the Crazy Sportsman League. We usually see wrecks happen there quite often. The dry line trying to form back up, but it's not going to work as it's still raining. But this rain tail shouldn't last too long as well. Here comes Chef to the inside. Chef went to the inside. He looked for the lead, but he couldn't take the lead away. If Kellen Chef is able to take the lead from the 77, Kellen Chef might get his second win of the year. And in all four winners from this year, in all four races, might be just swept by the Chefs. Quentin Chef won at COTA and at Daytona. You saw the Texas Motor Speedway winner of Kellen Chef. He was quick there. He's fast today. Let's see what this 14 has to offer here. Coming down to the closing laps. It's 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go here from Long Beach. Here comes the 77. Through the corners once again. Nate Rao continuing to lead to a 4/10 of a second lead. Let's watch the 14 here. Through this long straightaway part, he's not gonna force it to the inside. He's not gonna try to take the lead. Nate Rao continuing to lead here in Long Beach. Back onto the front straightaway. 9 laps of racing left for Nate Rao, looking for his first career win. And he's starting to pull away just a bit from the 14. It's now back up to a 1 second advantage. And that gap is not going to help the 14 as we know that he wants the lead. The 77 continues to lead here. Through the corner, here comes the 14. Still 8/10 back as we are near Seaside Way. Now it's a 1 second lead for Nate Rao. When the rain stops, We will see sunshine. And then we will see rain once again. Are we going to see a pass for second? Arnett tries to go low, tries to take second, but she cannot take second. Kellen Sheff continues to run in second as he is trying to close the gap now on your leader. You can see the 77 leading. Oh, it's an 8/10 of a second lead. Now 6/10. Now 6/10. Take a look at the 4 right here. Still in third. And the 14 right there in second. Trying to close back in on your leader. As the sun is coming back out, you can see it starting to get lighter and lighter here. And the rain is starting to halt. The rain is coming to a halt. You can see the sunshine shining back on the racetrack. Should this help the 14? I think it should help the 14 here. Kellen Sheff now coming to Seaside Way. Sheff 5/10 of a second back, and still cannot go low enough to take the lead. Nobody is being too overly aggressive here. You can see the 77 now. Through the corners. Back onto the front stretch. Come to lap 19. Lap 19 is on the board. And we will see rain one more time until the end of the race. And the 77 is pulling away now. Here comes the 4. She went second. Arnett went second. She's not able to take it away. How about Nolan Farley running inside the top 10? Back to 15th now. The 51 has closed back in on the 12 as the 12 hits the wall just a bit. Just nicks the wall. That was Jackson Hartman. And it's still a 7/10 of a second lead for Nate Rao. Coming back to Seaside Way. All these drivers are experienced road course racers. Back onto the back straightaway. Here comes the 14. The 14 with one great run. Goes high, trying to find some more wet spaces on the racetrack here. Are we going to see any more pit stops? That's the question. I don't think we will see pit stops anytime soon. But it might happen because of the tires. If the tires wear out quickly, we might see pit stops near the end of the race. As next time by, we will see about 5 laps to go. Coming around to take 5 laps to go, it's Nate Rao who leads. And the 14 is there. Now through the sharp corners, back onto the high-speed straightaway as we're near Seaside Way once again. The 14 you can see getting just a bit loose. Kellen Sheff, 5/10 back. Going low, trying to find the run to take the lead. He cannot. Kellen Sheff still in second. 5/10 back now. Across the line It's 5 laps to go here from Long Beach. Here comes the 14 now, getting a better run on the 77. The 14 trying to have enough speed to take the lead. Here comes the 77, 5 laps to go. It's been a dominating performance for Nate Rao. But are we going to see anybody steal it away from the 77? Back onto Seaside 1. 5 laps to go. 5/10 of a second lead now for Rao over the 14. Here comes Chef. Back to the inside. Still can't get the run. Question is, will we see pit stops to get fresh tires? To get new tires, like new wet tires? That's the question. Or to get more fuel? Looks like everybody is on the same fuel strategy here. Yeah, pretty much everybody is on the same fuel strategy. As it's the 77 who continues to lead. 4 laps to go. Here comes the 77 through the sharp, high-speed corners. Through the high-speed corners, coming back onto Seaside Way. Onto the long back straightaway at Seaside Way for the last 4 times. Chef, what will he do here? Chef is there, 5/10 back, is not able to get the run. Is not able to get the lead. Now comes to 3 laps to go. Through the final sharp corner, through the final hairpin. Across the line this time. It's 3 laps to go here from Long Beach. Street course racing at its finest. As we're seeing pretty much kind of a boring race, but we are seeing still some rain. And we know that the rain is still in the forecast. Question is it going to hit before they get the checkered flag or after they get the checkered flag? I'm guessing it's going to hit before they get the checkered flag. Here comes the 77 once again. The gap back to second has grown. And you can see they are wasting a lot of fuel here. 24 laps left on this fuel. But he is able to stay out here. And it looks like that they will be finishing in the rain. It is getting darker by the second here. It's getting darker and it's getting rainier once again. Started out in the dry, they're going to finish in the wet. Nate Rao out of the final corner. Back onto the front stretch. 2 laps to go here from Long Beach. The 14 has a good gap to second. Has a good gap back to the lead. Just a 4/10 of a second lead, and that 14 looks quick. Will Kellen Chef try to be aggressive as he tries to win it here, or will Nate Rao continue to lead? Barely any passing has happened today. We saw him passing right at the beginning of the race, and we saw him passing yesterday in practice. You can see the 14 still there. Fullerton's back him to Seaside Way. And it's going to be good. And it's going to be a good gap. Back to second. 5/10 now. But closing. The 14 is there. Here comes Chef. And he's going to stay in line. Coming to the white flag. Coming around to take the white flag here in Kern County. Not in Kern County, but here in Long Beach. Out of the final corner, we have one lap of racing left. Nate Rao is one lap away from finally breaking with the Chef's winning streak. Both Chefs won the first 3 races of the year. Nate Rao, from pretty much the same place Kellen and Quentin were, grew up in Avon. Nate Rao grew up in Avon, graduated from Avon. Kellen Chef grew up in Avon, but graduated from Plainfield, same as Quentin Chef. Quentin Chef won last week. And the week before, you can see it. Look at the 14 there. Kellen Chef wants this win. Back onto Seaside Way for the final time. Looks like that Kellen Chef is going to finish runner-up here in Long Beach. It was a dominating and kind of boring race, but it's all Nate Rao here on the streets of Long Beach. One race in California complete. 2 more left. Nate Rao, career win number 1 in Long Beach. Nate Rao wins Long Beach. And that is huge. Nate Rao will win.